All right, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America and to let our people on this side, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that they the true Israelites according to the Bible. And the so-called white man is known as Esau in the Bible, or Edom, and that he's our enemy, and he the devil of the earth. We want to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, double honors to the elders at GMS, and bless the elect and the men out there teaching truth and sincerity. Go ahead, Al.
Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls.
Yep, the Lord said watchmen upon the walls. Those walls is within Israel, where Israel dwelled. Where the people before it was a place. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because you can't just wake up one day and say you want to serve the Lord. You know, when people serve the Lord chose those men. Because he knew which man was able and which man wasn't able. Go ahead.
I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Yep, O Jerusalem, the nation of Israel. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Yeah, we shall never hold their peace day nor night. That's the prophets, aka the watchmen. Because we the watchmen of Israel. We here to let our people know what they doing and what they supposed to be doing. Hold on, they cry here.
I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Yeah, day nor night, because you can, at any time of the day, you can log on to YouTube, you can log on to Daily Motion, just type in a search bar, Great Millstone, or Black Israelites, what some people like to call it, and you will find most likely the true men of the Lord. Because you, just like today's society, you got the pastors and everything. Well, within inside of the Israelites, the people that's in the know that they Israelites, you got false prophets and false teachers out there that's teaching contrary to the word of the Heavenly Father.
Psalms 19 and 2. Day unto day utter speech.
Yep.
Night unto night showeth knowledge.
Yep. Showeth knowledge. The knowledge of what? The speech of what? This Bible. That's why we read out of the Bible. We say something, we back it up by the Bible. Go ahead.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Yeah, there's no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Because, like I said, you can just log on to YouTube. You can see, they got pages over in Japan. They got Hispanic pages, all kind of pages in all different kinds of language, as well as people teaching in other lands, in those lands of those languages. Go ahead.
Their line is going out through all the earth.
Yep, and that's the internet, man. Because anywhere in the world, you can just log on. You can see something that's happening in Japan, happening in China, anywhere in the world, just by the internet. That's why they say they wish they never created it. Go ahead.
And their words to the end of the world.
Yep, and their words to the end of the world. Like we speaking on this side of the world, and you can have people over on the other side of the world that listen to it.
In them have he set a tabernacle for the sun.
Yep. And that's the man of the Lord. That's because the Lord has his remnant, and he has an elect. That's why he said, I will raise you up pastors that shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Well, if the Lord got to raise you up, you can't raise yourself up. The Lord he got to build you up. He got to tear your old foundation down and build you up to a righteous foundation. So you can teach the word of truth and sincerity, not just out there mocking somebody else. Oh, look, it look like they know what they talking about. That look like it's easy, because it's not easy. You got to put in work. You got to study to show yourself approved.
Isaiah 62 and 6.
No, 7.
I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night,
Never hold their peace day nor night. You can log on to the internet. Some brothers can be teaching from could be daylight out. They can be teaching all the way till it's nighttime. There's no excuse for you to say you didn't know, because that word is out there. That knowledge of the Bible is out there. It ain't you didn't know. You didn't want to know. That's what it is.
Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
Yeah, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent. That's why a lot of people go back into the world, because they get weary. The Lord is taking too long. They ain't got enough patience to endure that hardness to fight for the Lord, to fight for what's right. What's right is righteousness. The so-called white man going down, being taken out of power, and Israel's kingdom being risen up.
Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yep.
Verse 7. A time to rent and a time to sow.
Yep, a time to rent and a time to sow. Go ahead.
A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Yep, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Because even though you had this knowledge, sometimes you might have to hold your tongue, so you don't make an ass out of yourself, or you don't be confounded for the most part. But we ain't in the time to keep silence to tell this so-called white man that he's going down. We ain't in the time to have these prophecies be put to silence. We're supposed to be out here letting our people know that race riots is coming, concentration camps is coming, the microchip, which is known as the mark of the beast, that's coming. You got people that don't even claim they're Israelites that know that that's the mark of the beast. And ultimately, the Lord is going to destroy America with them thermonuclear missiles in a third world war.
Isaiah 62:7. And give him no rest till he establish, until he makes Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Yep, give him no rest till he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Which we still in oppression right now. We still under the curses right now. The Lord bless us from time to time, but we still under them curses because we ain't in our kingdom yet. So we ain't supposed to be resting. We ain't supposed to be keeping silence. The high time is to wake out of sleep, man. Let our people know what's coming, and let the so-called white man and the heathen know what's coming as well.
Ezekiel 33:1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, and the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman. And when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
Yeah, and us blowing that trumpet is his word. But we read the prophecies out of the Bible to let our people know what's coming to pass. It's up to them whether they believe it or not. Because the news match up with the Bible, articles match up with the Bible, history match up with the Bible. It's facts. You can't say the Bible ain't real. So for you not to think that something's going to happen because it seems like it's beyond your reality, which is really your fantasy world, then that's on you.
Verse 4, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not the warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his head.
Yeah, and the so-called white man is the Lord's sword. Because he the one that's steering, through the Most High, of course, he the one that's steering up all of these, this police brutality, all of these racial conflicts and stuff that's going on, all these wars over there in the Middle East. The so-called white man's behind that. The crash of the economy, trying to bring in the microchip, and it microchip and enslave everybody again. That's the so-called white man's plan, his new world order. So, like I said, if that sword, if that person, if they hear that warning, and that sword touch them, and they don't take heed, that blood is on their hands.
Verse 5. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
Yep, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. If I know for a fact somebody gonna be waiting for you in your house, and I let you know, and you thinking you big and bad, you go ahead and go through the front door anyway, and you get taken out, that was on you. I warned you, but that was on you. You heard the warning, but you took it upon yourself to play big and bad. You can do your own thing or handle your own, and that's how our people do it to Most High. They feel like they ain't gonna be touched by the Most High. They feel like God is really all love. The Lord, he hates as well. It said he's a terrible power. He's just. Just like he bring in life, he take out as well.
Sirach 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance,
Yep.
which in their fury lay on sword strokes.
Yep, and their fury lay on sword strokes. Go ahead.
In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Yeah, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Because those spirits, just like us in this flesh, so as well as the spirits and our spirits in this flesh, belong to the Most High. But the spirits that come down here is spirits of vengeance or destruction. The Lord say, I want this to happen and this to happen, and they come down here and let that happen. You can't see the spirits, but they hear. Just like when you read in the story of Balaam, when he was riding on the donkey, the Lord allowed the donkey to see the spirit, and that donkey turned away. And then he did it again, and the donkey turned away again. So Balaam was hitting the donkey, like, no, we going this way. But the donkey seen that angel of the Lord, which is that spirit, with the sword in his hand at that. So the donkey knew not to go that way. And then when the Lord allowed Balaam to see it, that's when he was like, okay, he bowed down and realized it was of the Lord. So just because you can't see something don't mean that it's not there.
Fire and hell and famine and death.
Yep, slow that down. Can you read that from the top?
Fire.
Yep, fire, like them thermonuclears. That's going to be a judgment of the Lord. From the Lord mingling the spirits of Gog and Magog. Bringing them back into that old Soviet Union state.
Fire and hell and famine.
Yep, and famine, that's like all those people over in Africa started. People all around the world started. Starvation ain't nothing to play with. That's slowly your body eating at itself.
And death.
Yep, and death.
All these were created for vengeance.
Yep, all those are created for vengeance from the Most High. So how can you sit there and say that God loves everybody if he got spirits of vengeance? Vengeance means you don't like somebody, you want to get payback. You got to get them out.
Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions.
Yep, teeth of wild beasts. That's why you be having crackers out there swimming in the ocean and they get bit by a shark. Or you got quote-unquote lion tamers, they getting ate by the sharks. Getting killed, I mean not by the sharks, by the lions. Lions biting arms off, legs off, necks and all that. That's the Lord putting them spirits on them lions to get at them.
All by bear and shit.
Exactly.
Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
Yeah, even the smallest thing could take you out. Like crocodile hunter.
Stingray.
He got took out by a stingray. Yeah. The Lord put that spirit on the stingray to sting his ass and took out of everything he done wrestled and fought against and caught and chased and all that, he got taken out by a stingray. Yep. So that's the Lord putting them spirits. The Lord put spirits on people, and the Lord put spirits on animals as well to bring forth his judgment, his vengeance, his destruction.
Check out what it says. It says, they shall rejoice in his commandment.
Yeah, they shall rejoice in his commandments. So they ain't like when your dad tell you to do something, you be like, I don't want to really do it. Can I do it later or something? No, they rejoice. Whatever he say, do.